This is a video about the 360 bubble, a unique underwater housing for your 360 camera. So, let's get into it. The bubble is a fantastic piece of gear. It's an inverted sort of fishbowl looking thing where your 360 camera can sit inside and do its thing comfortably. The point of the bubble is because a lot of the 360 cameras have lenses on either side, and when they're underwater, the refraction of the water and light and this sort of thing affects the way that the images are stitched together. So because it can sit inside this bubble, it can do what it does on land easily and effectively. The 360 bubble is easy to use, although it does take a bit of setup time. You've got to make sure that everything's tightened and the actual rubber gasket is nice and flat and even. I had the issue of tightening one side more than the other, and as a result I was halfway to where I was snorkeling to and water filled in. Realised that, had to go back to the shore, opened it up, drained the water out, sealed it back up, but then humidity was inside the bubble and created a little mist or fog on the inside of it. As I'm using the GoPro Fusion, the bubble came with a cutout area which allowed the Fusion just to slide right in. Also included is a strap for you to attach dive weights to. Now I use 5.5 kilos. This seems to counteract the buoyancy of the bubble and allows the bubble to stay on the sea floor. Buoyancy is an issue with this, so you do need some heavier weights. Something to keep in mind if you're snorkeling around or scuba diving around with extra weights can make you a bit tired after a while. The bubble is also dive rated to 10 meters. As much as a good idea this is, it's kind of a pain to travel with. It's bulky in your suitcase, and then throwing in the extra 5 kilos of weights, it can create a bit of an issue. Another thing to keep in mind if you're controlling the camera with a Wi-Fi controller, such as the smart remote for the GoPro Fusion, the Wi-Fi connection won't work through salt water, so you'll have to swim to the surface, hold the bubble up, mash the smart remote around until the connection reconnects, and then you can change your camera mode or stop and start. Doing this a few times can actually tire you out. If you don't want to drown, maybe do this beforehand. So if you're on the boat or if you're on the shore, press record or press your time-lapse mode and then you're good to go. However, this can also make the cameras overheat because it is a sealed little environment, and if it's constantly recording or trying to connect to a Wi-Fi controller, it'll overheat quickly. So don't expect to be shooting for hours and hours. You'll probably only have maybe 15 to 20 minutes with the Fusion, depending on how hard you're mashing the modes and the stop-start button. Another thing, it's a little bit pricey, but considering most underwater housing for cameras is, if you have a 360 camera already, I don't think a couple of extra $100 is going to hurt you that much. So something to keep in mind. So there you go. I've really enjoyed using the 360 bubble. I don't snorkel that often, but having the Fusion safe in a little environment like this is pretty cool. And then to look back and see some of the great imagery I caught is also very cool. It's just a great idea, and it's unique and it's just fun to use. However, it's a pain to travel with. Setting up can be a little bit of a pain as well. And there's camera related issues such as overheating and Wi-Fi connection. But overall, it's unique, it's fun, and it does exactly what it does. So you can't really complain too much. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. If you want to watch more underwater footage, I got it right here. Or why not watch another video I've done.